Good morning, grade 8 students. This is Sir Moy from Disciplina Village, Bignay National High School. Welcomes you in our virtual classroom only here at Valenzuela Live. Please be ready with your ADM or modules and turn it on page 38 in Health section. Make sure that your pen and paper are with you for taking down note purposes. You may also participate in our discussion by commenting your answer every questions. Last topic in health, you have learned the importance of family on your sexuality. We have realized that our family plays an important role on how we shape our sexuality, since our first interaction takes place with them. Our family as well should be the source of love and acceptance that a child needs for his or her growth and development as human being. And for today's lesson, we will explore the issues and concern that you experience as teenager and decision-making skills in managing sexuality-related issues. This is based on most essential learning competencies that was given by the Department of Education. So what do we expect from you as we finish discussing that topic for today? Let us have now the objectives. At the end of the discussion, you should be able to, number 1, identify the different issues and concerns of teenagers and the needs for support and understanding of the family. And number 2, applies decision-making skills in managing sexuality-related issues. Just a reminder, we will be utilizing the react buttons found in the comment section. If you know the answer or you have a questions, feel free to chat them in a comment section. There are teacher moderators that will see and filter your comments. Please also prepare your pen and paper for taking down notes purposes. Before we proceed to our topic, we have activity number 1 entitled Agree or Disagree. You need to understand the statement that will flash to your screen. Choose from either like, heart, or angry reaction that correspond to your decision. You may also comment your answer to the comment section below. You are given 5 seconds to place your answer. Let's start. Statement number 1. Cigarette smoking and drinking too much alcohol is dangerous to your health. If your answer is agree, press like button. And if your answer is disagree, press the angry button. Your 5 seconds starts now. Definitely agree, because alcohol and cigarette will kill you. Number 2. It's okay to say yes to something that you don't want to do. If your answer is agree, press heart button. And if your answer is disagree, press angry button. Your 5 seconds starts now. Disagree. Learn the art of saying no. Don't lie. Don't make excuses. Don't over-explain yourself. Just simply decline and say no. Okay? Number 3. All information on internet is true and correct. If your answer is agree, press like. And if your answer is disagree, press angry button. Your 5 seconds starts now. Disagree. Don't believe everything you read on the internet just because there's a picture with a quote next to it. Let's have number 4. Your goal are the roadmaps that guides you and show you what is possible for your life. If your answer is agree, press heart button. And if your answer is disagree, press the angry button. Your 5 seconds starts now. Agree. Set goals that excite you and scare you at the same time. And your goal must be clear and well-defined. Like, for example, I want to be a doctor 15 years from now. Then, don't stop until you get there. And last, number 5, your family plays an important role on how you shape your sexuality. If your answer is agree, press like. And if your answer is disagree, press angry button. Yes, agree. Since our first interaction takes place with them, our family as well should be source of love and acceptance that is need for his or her growth and development as human being. Congratulations! I hope you learned from our first activity. May I remind you, this lesson needs strong parental guidance. It contains words or phrases that may not be suitable for young audiences. Parental guidance is highly recommended. As a teenager, what are your issues and concerns in life? I'll give you 10 seconds to place your answer in the comment section. Thank you for your answers, grade 8. It seems like teenagers have a lot of issues and concern nowadays. Issues and concerns of teenagers. Number 1, anxiety and depression. Bullying or cyberbullying. Gang. Poverty. Sexual harassment. Identity crisis. Cigarette smoking, drinking alcohol, and teenage pregnancy. The following are the issues and concerns of teenagers. Let's talk about it one by one. Number 1, we have depression and anxiety. Depression is a condition in which a person feels discouraged, sad, hopeless, unmotivated, or disinterested in life. Next is anxiety. It's your body's natural response to stress. It is a feeling of fear or apprehension about what's to come. For instance, first day of school, going to a job interview, giving a speech may cause most people to feel fearful and nervous. Next, we have bullying or cyberbullying. Bullying and cyberbullying threatens students' physical and emotional safety and can impact their social and academic success at school. Cyberbullying or cyberharassment is a form of bullying or harassment using electronic means. Cyberbullying and cyberharassment are also known as online bullying. It has become increasingly common, especially among teenagers. As the digital sphere has expanded and technology has advanced, cyberbullying is when someone, typically you, teenager, bullies or harasses other on the internet and other digital spaces, particularly on social media. Next, we have the gang. Gang is a group or society of associates, friends, or member of a family. with a defined leadership and internal organization that identifies with or claims control over territory in a community and engages, either individually or collectively, in illegal or passively violent behavior. Next, we have poverty. Poverty is about not having enough to meet basic needs, including foods, clothing, and shelter. But take note, poverty is not just lack of money. It is not having a capability to realize one's full potential as a human being. So trust yourself. You know more than you think you do. Next, we have sexual harassment. Behavior characterized by the making of unwelcome and inappropriate sexual remarks or physical advances in a workplace or other professional or social situation. Sexual harassment is not a compliment or a joke. It is a crime. If you experience or witness unwelcome sexual comments, joke, inappropriate steering, or touching, don't ignore it. Let them know it is sexual harassment. And to stop it, report it. Tell your parents or report it to the police. Next, we have identity crisis. During your childhood, you probably did not doubt most of your thoughts and fears about yourself. But when you reach the adolescence, you somehow started to ask something about you in relation to the changes that are happening to your body. Trying to figure out who you are and how you express yourself as someone is scary and exciting at the same time. Don't worry. Teenager is a fundamental stage of life that each human being passes through. I did too. Next, we have cigarette smoking. Cigarette smoking during childhood and adolescence causes significant health problems among young people, including an increase in the number and severity of respiratory illnesses, decreases physical fitness, and potential effects on lung growth and function. This is not good choice for you to be cool. So, if your friends ask you to take a cigarette, what will you say? It's your decision. Next, we have drinking alcohol. Drinking alcohol is more harmful to teens because their brains are still developing throughout adolescence and well into young adulthood. Drinking during this critical growth period can lead to lifelong damage in brain function. Same thing with cigarette, this is not good to your health. So, if your friends ask you to drink alcohol because he celebrates his birthday, what will you say? Again, it's your decision. Because most of the time, drinking alcohol may cause harassment and teenage pregnancy. Teenage pregnancy, also known as adolescent pregnancy, is a pregnancy in a female under the age of 20. The teenage pregnancy rate in the Philippines was 10% in 2008, down to 9% in 2017. Live births by teenage mother aged 10 to 19 in 2016 totaled 203,085, which is slightly decreased to 196,478 in 2017 and 183,000 in 2018. Still, the Philippines has one of the highest adolescent birth rates among the ASEAN member states. That is according to Inquirer.net. Pregnancy can occur with sexual intercourse and irresponsible or careless sexual intercourse can cause STI and HIV. What is STI? STI stands for sexually transmitted infection. Some people call them STD or sexually transmitted disease, but I prefer the word infection because the person may be infected and may potentially infect others without showing any sign of disease. So, we'll go to STI. Sexually transmitted infection is communicable infection that is spread by a pathogen. Pathogen is a disease-causing organism from one person to another person. STI go by a lot of names and it can be confusing. HIV, herpes, chlamydia, genital rats, crabs, gonorrhea, and many more. Another thing is that the surprising number of people who have and have had an STI. What do STIs have in common? Number one, all STIs are infections that are most often transmitted through sexual contact. Number two, STI can cause a variety of symptoms including painful urination, bumps, itching, pus. Some people who get an STI won't show any symptoms at all, but they can still pass it on. Third, although there are many different STIs, they really comes in 3 different flavors. One type of STI is parasitic in nature, which means creepy things crawling around you. This includes pubic lice, scabies. Parasitic STI can be cured. Second STI is bacterial in nature. They include chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis. They are not fun, but they can be also cured. And third, we have STI is viral in nature. This includes HIV, herpes, and HPV. These STIs causes genital rats and can cause cancer. Viral STI can be cured, but their symptoms can be treated. If you get STIs like this, you will have it for the rest of your life. And the rest of your life is long, definitely. Thus, it is important that you know how to prevent these viruses. These are the modes of transmission of HIV. We have sexual contact. Number 2, injecting drug and sharing infected needles. And maternal transference, mother to baby during pregnancy. Government policies in the prevention and control of HIV, AIDS, and other STIs. We have Republic Act number 8504, also known as Philippine AIDS Law. An act promulgating policies and prescribing measures for the prevention and control of HIV or AIDS in the Philippines, instituting a nationwide HIV/AIDS information and educational program, establishing a comprehensive HIV/AIDS monitoring system, strengthening the Philippine National AIDS Council, and for the other purposes. Next, we have Republic Act 7719, or the Blood Service Act of 1994. Government efforts in ensuring a clean blood supply to prevent issues and problems related to sexuality. It aims to create public consciousness on the importance of blood donation, in saving the lives of millions of Filipinos. Remember, sexual abstinence keeps a person from getting pregnant and protect them from STIs, HIV, or AIDS. Number 2, prevention is better than cure, especially when something has no cure. Some are curable, some are not. None are good. Protect yourself. So make a good decision. For you to avoid those issues and concerns, you need to master the following life skill. We have assessing your health, making good decisions, communicating effectively, practicing wellness, setting goals, using refusal skills, and evaluating media messages. Let's discuss this life skill one by one. Number 1, we have assessing your health. Means evaluating your well-being periodically. This includes your sexuality. Figure out what you can do to improve your health if it is not as good as it can be. Assessing yourself at the end of the day before going to bed can constantly improve you as a person. Ask yourself if you're doing today is getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow. Next, we have making good decision. A good decision is a decision in which you have carefully considered the outcome of each choices. Making good decisions is an important skill you need to learn as a teenager because at your age, you tend to explore and try something that you are not familiar with, and that is normal. However, you have to be careful of your choices because it will affect you for the rest of your life. Like for example, cigarette smoking, drinking alcohol, teenage pregnancy, and more. We have 6 steps in deciding decision making, which name as decide. D stands for determine the problem. Identify the causes of your problem. Look at the current situation rather than its history. Do not consider the trouble because when you can identify the problem and face the problem with confidence and enthusiasm, the solution is on the way. Number 2, letter E, we have explore the alternatives. An alternative is not a single action, but a set of actions. You have to think at different ways to formulate a wise and good decision. Next, C stands for consider the consequences. You have to consider always the consequences of your decision. Whether good or bad, you have to be responsible to the outcome of your decisions. And I stands for identify your values. Always remember that you deserve the best of everything. Don't settle for less if you have to make a decision. Next, we have letter D, which is the decide. Decide, come to a resolution in mind as a result of consideration. Don't afraid to make mistakes. That's what makes you a human. Always evaluate the outcome of your decisions, and if there is a room for improvement, take it as good. And last, we have letter E, stands for evaluate. Why is this decision is important? Who benefits from the decision? What is the cost of revising the decisions? What is best for the situation? Now, let's proceed to communicating effectively. Communication skills help you avoid misunderstanding by expressing your feelings in a healthy way. This means If you listen to what people say, they will want to listen to you as well. To effectively communicate, we must realize that we are all different in the way we perceive the world and use this understanding as a guide to our communication with others. Next, practicing wellness. Practicing wellness can be accomplished through information about good sexuality. Wellness is the act of practicing healthy habits on a daily basis to attain better physical and mental health outcomes. So, instead of just surviving, you're thriving. Several key areas of your lifestyle are considered dimension of overall wellness. Next, we have setting goals or aiming for something that will give you a sense of accomplishment. For you to have a path that will guide you to a better person and to be successful individual someday. Because setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible one into visible. Next, we have refusal skills. Saying no to something that you don't want to do. Throughout life, you are likely to meet people who will persuade you to do things you don't want to do. How do you say no and still remain friendly with someone you like? Is it difficult for you to refuse? If somebody asks you to do risky behavior like drinking and smoking or even do premarital sex, how will you refuse? Learn the art of saying no. Don't lie. Don't make excuses. Don't over-explain yourself. Just simply decline. You have to learn to say no without feeling guilty. Setting boundaries is healthy. You need to learn to respect and take care of yourself. The following are the different ways of saying no to things that you don't want to do. We have maintain eye contact and say no firmly. Next, be true to yourself and to your belief. Give reason for saying no. Walk away or avoid the situation. Change the subject. Match verbal with non-verbal communication. Give your personal contribution. Lastly, we have evaluating media messages. Media messages can be accomplished through information about good sexuality. Don't let yourself to be a victim of a false information on social medias that will affect your decision. Social media should improve your life, not become your life. Next to share is word that is virginity. Virginity. A virgin is a person who has not had
sexual
virginity.
intercourse.
The concept of virginity usually involves moral or religious issues and can have consequences in terms of social status and interpersonal relationship. Although virginity has social implication and had significant legal implications in some societies in the past, it has no legal consequences in the most societies today. Staying virgin until marriage keeps you socially free to whom to date and form a lifelong relationship. Emotionally free from exploitation by others. Free from guilt, doubt, disappointment, and loss of reputation. Physically free from pregnancy and venereal diseases. Free from having to choose a hurry-up wedding and an illegitimate child. How does one stay virgin? Just know your attitudes and standards. Value your virginity for your own good and your future spouse. Act, choose friends with high standards. Stay away from dangers and temptations. Be kind, firm, and proud of your values. Quick tips on resisting pressure: say no and let them know you mean it. Stand up straight. Make eye contact. Say how you feel. Don't make excuses. Stick up for yourself. Okay? Now we have activity, advocacy material, or poster book. Design a poster or advocacy material that tells teenagers how to avoid STIs and HIV or AIDS using abstinence and refusal skill. Pass it to your Mapeh teacher as your performance task today. This is the rubric of the activity. Use this as your guide to create your advocacy materials. To generalize our topic, we have abstinence is the best decision can make in safeguarding sexual health. Values are strong beliefs held by persons, families, and group of people about important issues. It is essential to know one's own values, beliefs, and attitudes, how they influence on the right of the others, and how to stand up for them. As you mature, you develop your own values, which may be different from one another. Social norms and standards can affect your sexual decision making and behavior as it influences values and behavior. Keeping fit, sexual health starts from accurate information and awareness of sexuality-related issues. Sexually transmitted infection could be completely eradicated if people practice wise decision-making skills and firmly say no to risky sexual behavior. The best way a teenager can prevent sexuality-related problems is through sexual abstinence. Abstinence is refraining completely from sexual relation with other people. Now, let's have an assessment. Get your pen and paper. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Okay, so let's have number 1. This condition in which person feels discouraged, sad, hopeless, unmotivated, or disinterested in life. Letter A, depression. B, cyberbullying. C, identity crisis. And D, drinking alcohol. 5 seconds starts now. The correct answer is depression. Let's go to number 2. These skills help you avoid misunderstanding by healthily expressing your feelings. Letter A, decision skills. Letter B, communication skill. Letter C, refusal skill. And letter D, thinking skill. 5 seconds starts now. Okay, the correct answer is communication skill. Let's have number 3. These skills is way to say no to something that you don't want to do. Letter A, decision skill. B, communication skill. C, refusal skill. And letter D, thinking skill. 5 seconds starts now. Correct answer is yes, refusal skill. Letter C. Let's have number 4. An act promulgating policies and prescribing measures for the prevention and control of HIV or AIDS in the Philippines, known as Philippine AIDS Law. Letter A, Republic Act Number 8504. Letter B, Republic Act 7719. Letter C, Republic Act 8503. And letter D, Republic Act 7780. Your 5 seconds starts. Yes, the correct answer is letter A, Republic Act number 8504. Let's proceed to the last number, number 5. Which of the following statements characterizes a good decision? Letter A, encourage your classmates to join fraternity. Letter B, having relationship without knowing by your parents. Letter C, made after a thoughtful consideration of consequences. And letter D, make your friends happy by giving gifts to them. 5 seconds start.
Yes, the correct answer is C, made after a thoughtful consideration of consequences.
Okay, these are the answers to our assessment. Check your own paper, be honest, and comment your score in the comment section below. Thank you for listening. Again, this is Sir Moy, reminding you that even a good decision, if made for a wrong reasons, can be a wrong decision. Have a blessed morning. Bye.